Today we're going to be taking a look at the tropics. To start off in the North Atlantic, we have Tropical Storm Idalia and Hurricane Franklin. Tropical Storm Idalia, currently off the coast of Cuba, has winds of 65 miles per hour and is expected to make a close pass to Cuba just to the west of the island. In Cuba, there is a hurricane warning and tropical storm warning up, and in the northern Yucatan Peninsula, there is a tropical storm warning up as well. As previously mentioned, the system is expected to intensify into a hurricane at least as it moves into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. The National Hurricane Center forecasts the system making landfall in Florida around 8 a.m. on Wednesday, where there is a hurricane warning and watch up. For the southern parts of the Florida Peninsula and the east coast of Florida, we have a tropical storm warning and watch up. Depending on how much the system takes advantage of the waters, which are very warm at this time, and how much time the system is over water, we could be seeing a major hurricane moving into Florida. A Category 3 looks possible at this time, and depending on the information that comes out in the coming days, we could see a Category 4 system moving into Florida. By Wednesday evening into Thursday, this system will be along the coast or just off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina, moving towards the outer banks of North Carolina, possibly as a tropical storm or weaker. By Friday morning, the system should be off the coast and moving towards Bermuda to the east, passing just off to the north of the island. Now looking at Hurricane Franklin, which does not pose any immediate threats to land as of now, and shouldn't, has winds of 145 miles per hour, making it a Category 4 hurricane. As of Monday morning, this system is continuing to move to the north slowly and is expected to pick up in speed as it moves off to the northeast. Its sustained wind should be decreasing in intensity as it makes that curve to the northeast, and should drop off from major hurricane status as we get into Thursday morning, just to the north of Bermuda. In Bermuda, there is a tropical storm watch up from the system, and this system is not expected to bring a direct landfall to Bermuda. However, we could see some high surf, dangerous surf, and some high waves, as well as along the east coast, especially in the mid-Atlantic and parts of the southeast, where we have some rip current possibilities today coming into the coming days. Now looking at the National Hurricane Center, we also have one more wave we're looking at. Disturbance 1, which is not an invest as of now, has a 0% chance of forming within the next 2 days, but within the next 2 to 7 days, we have a 50-50 chance of this system forming. We'll continue to monitor the system if its chances will increase. This system will be moving to the west towards Cape Verde, and then moving to the northwest after a passage. Now looking at the eastern Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Irwin, which has winds of 40 miles per hour or 35 knots, and is moving to the west. It is expected to become a tropical depression or post-tropical by Tuesday and Wednesday, and as of now has a somewhat large area of tropical storm force winds, but is not too powerful as of now, and is on a weakening trend. We'll take a look into that more deeply in a little bit. Also looking at the Central Pacific, we have Tropical Storm Irwin just to the east. That system is moving towards the Central Pacific as it degenerates into a post-tropical system. Now, Disturbance 1 in the Central Pacific, not too common of an occurrence to see a wave down here, but it is to the south of Hawaii and has a 20% chance of forming within the next 2 days, and also in the next 7 days a 20% chance. However, after 2 days, we should be seeing the system's chances really decreasing. So it may die off completely after the 2-day period. Now taking a look at satellite imagery, we see Hurricane Franklin is moving to the north with a well-developed eye. Tropical Storm Idalia, on the other hand, is intensifying and is not quite yet a hurricane, but is a strong tropical storm as of now. It is moving slowly, but should pick up in speed as it moves to the north and as time goes on. Now looking at Irwin, we have not too strong of a storm. Most of the convection, which is not too deep, is to the north of the center of circulation. Now looking at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center for the Western Pacific, we have 4 systems active. First, with Typhoon Saola off the coast of northern parts of the Philippines. That is expected to move to the north and eventually the west. Tropical Depression Haikui, just to the east, is expected to continue on its slow strengthening trend. The remnants of Damrey, which used to be a typhoon, are off the coast, just to the east of Japan. And then we also have an Invest active. Looking at the individual systems, we have Saola continuing to move to the north. Is expected again to move to the west as a much weaker system, possibly making landfall in China. Look, this is the track guidance for many models. You see it will likely pass just to the south of Taiwan, moving towards mainland China. Now looking at Damrey, which is remnants, it is not a very strong system as of now and is moving off the coast of Japan, or continuing to do so. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, it has winds of 45 knots and is expected to continue to decrease in intensity. Now looking at Haikui, which is a tropical depression. As I said, it is expected to go on a slow weakening trend, possibly towards typhoon status as it gets closer towards Taiwan. Further out from then, the exact track is unknown, but it could be moving towards southern Japan or South Korea, or possibly making its way towards mainland China, where it could move along the coast. Now looking at the satellite imagery, it is not too organized as of now. And then looking at finally 94W, Invest 94W, it is a very small chance of forming as it moves to the north towards Japan. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center does not have it marked, and it is unlikely the system will form as of now.